All right, today we're working on getting this expanded all the way over. I'm gonna try to get. I think I have enough lights to stick in this, so I'm hoping we'll get this lit, get this little garden terrace kind of expanded over, and light it up. I don't think I'm gonna worry about this quite yet because I still haven't exactly figured out what I want to do here because this swings open, and if I ever need to get in here, I don't want to have to take apart because I would like to put some like foliage type stuff over here. And so I need to figure out what I want to do that this is still somewhat accessible in case if I need to. Um, I'm thinking maybe some sort of like tall trees, and a little bit of ground cover. I think that might be the best bet. That way, in case if I do, I can just pluck the trees out, and this will probably swing over most of the ground cover because it's almost what was that, about 3 bricks up off the ground, so that should clear most ground cover that I would put in there. So that's kind of the general plan. But I'm going to pop this out so I can work on this on my desk. I'm going to do the lighting first, I think, and then I'll work on this because I'm going to need to I'm going to work a little bit at the desk so I can sit down, and then I'll come over and work on this side once I get kind of once I get the kind of style figured out. I did do one thing to maybe make this project a little bit easier than I normally don't do, is I just did a pick a brick order off online, and I just bought a bunch of what I thought I would need. Usually I wouldn't have bought like these because I could have pulled these out of my own stock, but I was like, I'm making an order. It's going to be just easier for me to just go ahead and order all of what I need and just have it all together rather than having to go fishing for parts. So that's something a little bit different than what I normally do when I'm trying to do these types of projects. But I did do this to make my life easier. I also had never seen these in sand blue. I meant to look up what set they were in previously, because like obviously they needed to exist beforehand, because Bricklink Designer Program stuff doesn't create any new bricks. So I wanted to look up what set these were in because I had never seen it in sand blue before, I don't think. Now watch me like realize that I have the set and have seen it plenty of times, but I just don't remember them in sand blue before. So that was kind of cool too. So I bought a bunch of them. But yeah, okay, let's work on lighting first and then we'll jump into this. Okay, so just getting kind of a plan together here for lighting. And I've been slowly pirating this. This was for a bonsai tree that I bought. I bought a used bonsai tree and came with a lighting kit. And I always had thoughts of I was going to light my bonsai tree, but then my bonsai tree went into the garden. And therefore, I no longer needed to light it because it was lit in the garden. And the extra bonsai tree got used for parts. And so, I've been left with this lighting kit. And I've been slowly pirating parts from this. And I finally have pirated these strips. So there was 4 of these strips in here, and they were really long. And what I've learned about LED strips is if you use really sharp scissors, you can actually cut them to whatever length you need. And so what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to put one across the arch, one across the back arch, one underneath the awning here because it's like the perfect length. And then the 4th one is actually going to be inside this clock. And so I know I'm going to get questions about this clock later. And so I'm going to see if I can show you. Come on, focus. Inside the clock is the LED strip. You can kind of see it right there. And it's just kind of wrapped around on the inside of that ring. And so as I push this in and seal this, it will actually backlight this clock. Because white is very kind of opaque as far as Lego colors go, especially since this is just a flat disc with a sticker on it. It really kind of shines through. So let me go ahead and plug this in, and then I can show you kind of what that looks like. Okay, and so there it is lit up. You can't really see too much of the individual lights. I put the kind of black spot at the top. That's just where the connector is, and it just creates a little bit of a dark spot up there. But I think that looks great. I think that's perfect. Once I get this lit up, I'm going to light that. I'm going to do all the normal lighting things. But I think this is going to look good. So let me get back into lighting, but I wanted to show that before I got too much farther because I know someone's going to ask me about that. So unfortunately, that's about all the farther I can get on the lighting is with the clock, and I got the front kind of mostly done. Because I'm out of the little strip lights that I use as general room lighting. So unfortunately, they come from overseas, so it's going to be like 2 weeks until I get those. But that's fine. I got some wiring put in here. I got kind of a little bit further along with what I could do. And so now I'm going to focus my attention on getting this over here because I need to kind of figure out how I'm going to light this as well. Because I don't like the look of the wires just kind of running down. I might see if I can find someone that produces something similar to this with lighting already ran down the middle. But we'll see on that. But I'm going to turn my attention to getting this fixed up over here and work on getting the brick put in on this side. All right, so with the little lighting snafu, I decided to put some time into working on that, so we'll look at that in a second. But here's the little add-on. I'm still trying to decide kind of what to do with this. I don't like this. I don't hate it. I don't love it, though. I'm wondering if I should just continue this on out, maybe. But I kind of like the steps off to the side. I don't know. I need to kind of think on that a little bit, but I love the way the rest of this worked out. I like the kind of the greenery kind of going across the back. Definitely need to get some more figs in here. I didn't go too crazy on the figs because I still need to pull this out to finish up lighting. So I didn't want to get too crazy with figs because I know I'll probably end up dumping them all off anyway. So I don't want to go through all the time to do that and then just to knock it off. But yeah, so this I think worked out really well. I still need to maybe put something back here. I'm thinking maybe steps down to there, just to create a little bit of something in there. But that's I still need to work on this, so I'm going to kind of do that all together because that's kind of, to me, this area more belongs to like the rest of the train yard than to the station itself. So that will kind of get finished off when the rest of that gets finished, which is going to be very soon, hopefully. I also pulled a bunch of the figs from the Orient Express to use in this area because I feel like that's probably the best use of them. But yeah, so I just kind of continue the same pattern on across, both everywhere. And so it ties in really nicely, and that worked out pretty easily. I did end up not ordering quite enough of these. I wish I could have brought this across, but I kind of like the little, like, doing the little snake thing. I loved the snake pieces because it also kind of ties it in with that. So I don't think that's the worst thing ever. The turn, I think, was kind of nice. It kind of rounded out that corner a little bit so it wasn't so harsh. And I also, with the spacing, I was coming down to needing like a 2-length fence piece. And obviously they don't make a 2-length fence piece, so I was going to have to piece it together. And that looked really weird. So I went with the turn, and I think that looks much better than any of the other alternatives. But yeah, so that's this side. I think I'm probably will need to figure out maybe some sort of lighting across the back here or something. Because I think it's going to be maybe a little too dim, but I don't know. This is so much like trans clear that I think maybe if there's enough light in this, it will cast out across and you'll be able to see. So I don't want to get too crazy on adding stuff out here until I get that figured out. I also need to get one more of these, and then I need to get the right color of these. I thought I had this color, but this is not this color. This is medium blue. I don't know what this color is. It's obviously not sand blue because that's sand blue. So I need to get some more of these for those 3 little tables, and then obviously I need to get something for this table, and then I will add some like drink cups and bottles and stuff all across here. But again, with pulling this out, I didn't want to be dumping all that stuff when this gets pulled out because I will also have to flip it on its back side to get the main plug out the bottom. So I didn't want to go too crazy on that. And then let's talk about this side. So as you know, I for a long time just kind of had this roughed out and with not a huge idea of what to do. And then so I was looking at the pieces from the Orient Express, or the figs and stuff from the Orient Express, and I noticed that there was the cart thing, right? And so I was like, wait, I need to make this like ADA compliant, right? Because if there's like someone that has a wheelchair, like they can't go up the steps, and otherwise they have no way to get into the station. So this not only makes it ADA compliant, but also lets you get like luggage and stuff up there. And this kind of solves this opening problem because I can just pull those 2 figs out, pull out the ramp, and then that opens enough that I can get my hand in there. So that fixes that problem as well. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 solution, and I think that that's really kind of nice. This also, if I want, I can, pick that up so that it like is like a gate, so that if I wanted someone to be going up that, I could lift that up. So I think that's kind of cool. Obviously, flowers, things like that. Little pathway to get into the coffee truck, little line to get the coffee truck. I will need to add lights into this probably, and maybe some. I'll probably do like the little like post lights like this. Maybe in the corners here, around there. I think that would probably add just enough light to be able to be seen. And then maybe some sort of like light in this. But yeah, so I really like the way this turned out. I think this side especially really kind of came together quick. I'm very happy with kind of how this came together. This side I kind of had a plan for. So like once I had the pieces, this came together very easily. This was exactly what I envisioned. This is obviously very different than what I was originally envisioning, but I think this was definitely the way to go, and I really like kind of the way that this ended up. One thing I'm starting to think about, and I'm hesitant to do this, but I also think it might be for the best, but I don't know exactly how to go about this. But I'm thinking about breaking these cars into like halves, or like maybe so out of 2 cars make like 4 cars, or maybe 3 cars. Obviously I'm gonna need a lot more pieces, and that's like a total and complete rework of literally everything. And so that kind of hurts my head a little bit, but they just feel so awkwardly large. Like you can see it pulled into the stage here, like you can only get 1 car in. If I could at least get 2 in, that would make me feel a little bit better. Like you can see there, that's basically the entire car length. So I think I need to assess that, and maybe I need to look on Rebrickable to see if anyone has done that yet. Because I'm sure I can't be the only one that's scratching my head going, these things are huge. I like the length. I like the size. Oh, I don't like the size, but I like the concept. I love the color. But I'm thinking that a little bit shorter car, which would help the turning situation here, the turning situation down there, turning situation right there. I think that would really improve the functionality of them. So I kind of need to think on that a little bit. That's a much later project. And honestly, what that might be is I might try to pick up another copy of this, maybe used or something, and just kind of play around with that before I start to take this apart, because obviously I'm going to need more parts. So like buying another copy is probably the easiest way to go about getting the correct parts and in the quantity that I need. Because obviously I'm going to need some more of at the very least, the Orient Express bricks. Obviously I'll probably need to lose this part and some of this, but I don't know. That's just something that's been milling in my brain ever since I kind of pulled it into the station. Because I just think that looks a little awkward. But anyways, thanks y'all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, because there's lots more to do. Probably the next update we'll be working on the Pirate Mountain. That's kind of been my back and forth thing. So that's what's coming next. So thanks y'all.